So I watched Babylon this week. This is the new film from Damien Chazelle of Whiplash and La La Land, First Man fame. So this is a tale of old Hollywood, kind of coming to terms with, it's like a big epic period comedy, like drama, and it's Hollywood as it kind of comes to the realization of changing from black and white films with no sound to like the talkies and things like that. Like it's basically like the kind of progression that's going on there. It stars Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Diego Calva, and a load of other people. Tobey Maguire's in there for a little bit. And it's a really odd film.
The trailers are odd.
Really, really odd film. Parts of it is really good. So I'm a big fan of his films, so, like the other three films that he's done so far. I absolutely loved Whiplash, big fan of La La Land and First Man. Like all of them films I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah,
so I was actually really looking forward to this, even despite like the negative reviews, because some of my friends have given it quite high reviews, and then when I listened to like Mark Kermode and Helen O'Hara on their podcast, they absolutely trashed it. Like they absolutely hated it. So I've ended up coming out somewhere in the middle. So
yeah, like 3 out of 5.
I've come away from it feeling very underwhelmed. Like there is a lot to love about this film. It looks fantastic. There are some really, really funny moments. There's one moment when after they discovered the use of using sound in films where there's a scene with Margot Robbie trying to act out with the sound engineer and everything going on, and it's just absolutely mad and chaotic. And every time someone makes the tiniest noise, the whole thing just fucking descends into madness. And they think they've got it, and then all of a sudden someone like sneezes, and the producers and the director, everyone's going fucking crazy in the middle of this heat wave, and it's really, really funny. But then it has so much bloat that just ultimately drags it down completely. Like the film is about 3 hours long. The music is incredible. Usually is in his films, to be fair. Like if there's anything that he's good at, it's choosing good music. And like after I'd finished watching this, for like the rest of the afternoon, I just kept like humming the main theme that's like constantly playing through this film. Margot Robbie as well is absolutely amazing. Like she is phenomenal in this film. She's so good. And but there's
difficult to look at though, isn't she?
Must be a disadvantage
without
for
getting
her.
a boner.
Whoa! I were being subtle about it. It is Love Month. We have to celebrate the boners.
No, she looks fantastic in this film, but it's really weird. So it's kind of telling all these backstage stories as well of kind of debauchery and parties and like kind of drug fueled parties where the guy who's throwing this party up randomly just brought an elephant to it and things like that, where it's just these crazy sex fueled, drug fueled parties going on in the background, and all that is kind of like cool and interesting, and like I say, it looks great. And for about 2 hours this film, I was really enjoying it. It's a solid 4 out of 5 film, and then the last hour absolutely shits the bed. Like it just drags it so far down. And there's a bit right near the end of the film which is just so not in keeping with the rest of the film. And I kind of get he was maybe trying to show an even seedier underbelly of Hollywood. So you start out with these parties that are kind of just sex and drugs and alcohol and
perfect.
Yeah, and then you go into the really horrible, nasty things that you don't actually want to believe exist, and you're like, what is this doing? What's this proving? Why have you put this in your film?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the rest of the film. Like what you're trying to say, I didn't get it. I thought it was absolutely terrible, and it takes up a massive section of the film. I just thought it was just poor. But I'm not going to.
It's a shame because when I saw the trailers, I thought, oh, we're going to get another like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood style film.
It could have been. I generally, for the first 2 hours, I think it's that kind of film because it does.
I love that film.
It does meander a bit, but you do kind of just get pulled along with the characters, especially Margot Robbie. Brad Pitt's pretty good in it.
They were both in that as well, so I thought that's where the similarities.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it's a shame.
Like I really did quite like enjoying watching her character go from literally nothing to being like a Hollywood star. Like she fakes her way into a party, pretending to be someone famous. And hang on, my Guinness is here.
Way! Can I get one?
Yeah, so she fakes her way into this party, and then she makes a name for herself. Like, she just happens to get picked for a part because they needed a woman for this part in this film, and she's just really good and a really good actress, and she builds herself up, and it's really interesting and quite cool. And yeah, and then it just, I don't know what it was trying to do in the last hour, and it really ruined it for me.
So it's one of those films that would have been better served if it had a bit of editing in the
massively,
department.
Absolutely massive.
You can't edit some of these directors though; they don't allow it.
Yeah, I just because I've been looking through like the featured user reviews on IMDb, the ones that you can usually trust, and basically everyone's saying much the same. At like most, 2/3 of the film is fucking brilliant, but the last hour drags.
Yep. Yeah, I just
can't wait for the extended cut. Then
he could have just cut a lot of that end section, the last hour out, and ended it around 2 hours, 2 hours 15, and it would have been a really good film. There's also he's clearly trying to pay a homage to Singing in the Rain with this, with the whole kind of Hollywood turning from a silent era to the talkies. And there is a massive homage to Singing in the Rain. Sorry, in there. It even gets played within the actual film, but at times he's just literally ripping it off. He's literally taken things from Singing in the Rain and put into his film, and he's probably thinking he's paying a homage to that. But for me, I think it's just
plagiarism.
It's plagiarism. It's just a rip-off. If you want to see a film about a classic Hollywood film with great music, and the beginning of the talkies, just watch that instead, because that's a 5 out of 5.
It's a sensational film.
Yeah, absolutely amazing classic film, and this just isn't. This is a film I will never watch again, and it's a shame because for 2 hours I was enjoying it, and then